Hi, happy Thursday, Math 6 students. Today we're going to be talking about simple interest. So interest is additional money when you put money into a bank, and if you don't touch it for a while, you can earn interest or extra money for holding on to that money in there. Also, when you purchase things, you may be charged, or when you take a loan, I meant to say, you may be charged some extra interest also. When you buy things, there are interest rates. Like a lot of times you hear about mortgage rates when you buy a house. If you were to buy a house for $300,000, let's say, and you take some money, you borrow money from the bank to pay for that house, you're going to be paying more than that $300,000 back. And that's how our banks make some money. So today we're going to be working with lesson 6.7. We're going to do something out of the book today. Notice we are just doing odd number problems. It's a total of 14 questions for tomorrow. Today in your Google form, I'm just going to be asking you how long it's taking you to do your math. I just want to make sure that it's not too much, but it is enough for you also to make sure that we're ready for next year. So our learning target once again is we are going to be calculating simple interest. Okay, so interest is the amount of money charged for borrowing or using money. When you deposit money into a savings account, you are paid interest. Simple interest is one type of interest, a fee paid for the use of money. There's also compound interest, but we're not going to worry about that for this year. In your notebook right now, you should for surely have a calculator today. This is our formula for today. I is equal to P times R times T. The I, and we try to use the first letter to stand for what it's standing for. The I stands for interest, so that extra money that you make if you put money into the bank, or the extra money that you pay if you borrow the money. The P in this stands for the principal, and that's the amount of money that is borrowed or invested. So for example, if I said if you bought a $300,000 house, that would stand for your principal, the original amount that you're talking about. The rate, the R in rate, or in the formula, stands for the rate, and that's the percent charged or earned. You're going to write your rate always as a decimal. Okay, so we did that lesson already. If our rate is 7%, if we're to change 7% to a decimal, remember that means 7/100ths, so we would enter 7/100ths into that formula. Today you're going to want to write out your formulas before you actually start using your calculator. And then the T stands for time. That is measured in years that the money is going to be borrowed or invested. So if you were to borrow for 4 years, you would enter 4 in for your T. If you were to borrow for 18 months, you would put 1 and 1.5 in for your number of years. Okay, so once again, this is our formula right here. I'd like you to have this written down in your notebook. The I is the interest earned or paid back. The P stands for principal, amount of money. The R stands for the rate of interest, written as a decimal. And the T stands for time in years. So here's an example. To buy a car, Jessica borrowed $15,000 for 3 years. So this right here is going to be my principal. She did it for 3 years, so that's going to be my time, with an annual simple interest rate of 9%. This is going to be our R. How much money will she pay if she pays the entire loan off at the end of the 3rd year? What is the total amount that she will repay? So the total amount, if we think about, is going to be the principal, the original amount, the principal, plus it's going to also be the interest also. Okay, so our formula is I is equal to P times R times T. We're trying to figure out what our interest rate is, but we know our principal is $15,000. We know our rate. We know our rate is 9%. Percent means hundredths, so I'm going to write that as a decimal, 9/100ths. And our amount of time, let me see, what was it? It is for 3 years. So I'm going to put 3 in right there. Now using our calculator, we're going to multiply that together. So I'm going to enter in my calculator 15,000. I'm going to times it by 900. So I'm going to be very careful to make sure I enter my numbers all incorrectly, and times it by 3 years. So my interest is going to be, and let me just double check that one more time. Yep, my interest is $4,050. So in order, or Jessica's, in order to borrow that $15,000, she's going to pay that $15,000 back plus the interest, the principal plus the interest. So here's her interest. So paying back the bank, she's going to be paying back the original $15,000 plus the $4,050 for a grand total of paying back $19,050. Okay, so the same thing is true if you put money in the bank. The bank actually pays you a little bit to keep that money in there. Okay, let's try one more right here. Let me try to scroll this. Oh, not that. All right, so you find the total amount, A, to be repaid on a loan by adding the principal to the interest. Can you please write this formula also in your notebook, just to use as a reference as you're doing it? Okay, here's our second problem. To buy a laptop computer, Elaine borrowed $2,000 for 3 years at an annual simple interest rate of 5%. How much interest will she pay if she pays the entire loan off at the end of the 3rd year? And what is the total amount that she's going to be repaying? So we're asked 2 questions right here. How much is the interest? And what is the total amount? Once again, remember we said this is how to figure out the total amount. So for our interest, I equals P times R times T, or interest equals principal times rate times time. My principal amount is $2,000. So we're going to write this out, $2,000. The rate, the interest rate, is 5%. So I want to write that as a decimal. 5% means 5/100. And then the amount of time that I'm going to borrow it for is 3 years. So I'm going to times that by 3. So now using my calculator, I'm going to be very careful. Enter 2,000. I'm going to enter 5/100, multiply it, and times it by 3. Now this one right here has an interest of $3,000. Now you'll notice once again it has, compared to our last problem right here, the interest rate was higher. It was almost twice as much. It was 9%, as opposed to right here, our interest is 5%. So you want to look for a good interest rate when you are borrowing money. Okay, so our interest rate is $300. To figure out the total amount, I'm going to take the principal plus the interest equals the amount. So the principal is $2,000, the interest is $300, and putting those together would give us $2,300 would be the total amount. So the interest is $300, the total amount is $2,300. Kind of a fun story. Last week, my husband and I, we refinanced our house because with what's going on in our world, the interest rates on mortgages has gone down. So it was at 4% before. We got it to 3 1/8%. So we went into the title company to do this, and I ran into a former student, which was super cool. He was like 29 years old. I had him one of my first years teaching, but super fun. So it's really exciting to see how you can use your math. So he uses this math all the time when he's working on rates. All right, our next one. Nancy invested $6,000 in a bond at a yearly rate of 3%. Ooh, this one's a little different. She earned $450 in interest. How long was the money invested for? So if I look right here, I know this is $6,000. I know that's my principal. I know that my rate is 3%. That's my rate. But they're telling me now instead, they're telling me what my interest is. And I'm going to figure out how long the money was invested for. So I'm going to be figuring out my time here. But I'm going to plug everything in as it goes. So I'm going to plug in my interest. They told me this is $450. And here we're going with our equations that we did earlier. I know my principal, my P is $6,000. I know my rate. My rate is 3%. 3% means 3/100. and I don't know my time. So I'm going to solve for t right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify each side. I can't simplify the left side, but I can take 6,000 times 3/100ths, and I get 180. So I have 450 equals 180 times t. Now I want to solve for the variable, just like we did a couple weeks ago, to undo I want to isolate the variable, have the t by itself. To undo multiplying by 180, I'm going to divide both sides by 180. So if I were to divide 450 by 180, I get 2.5. And 180 divided by 180 would give me t. So the question is, how long was the loan for? The loan is for 2.5. We want to think, though, what does that 2.5 represent? It represents years. So it would be 2.5 years would be the total amount, or the total amount of time that that loan was for. Okay, let's try. Let me see. I think I have one more right here. Okay, same idea. TJ invested $4,000 into a bond, so I'm going to think that's my principal, at a yearly rate of 2%. Wow, this is a good percent. There's my rate. He earned $200 in interest. So just for putting $4,000 and just keeping it there and not touching it, he made $200. How long was the money invested for? Once again, we're going to write down our original formula. Interest is equal to percent times rate times t. I know my principal is 4,000, so I'm going to put 4,000 in for that. I know my rate is 2%. That's going to be written as a decimal. So 2% means 2/100ths. I know that my interest is $200. And once again, we're going to figure out how long that was for. So I'm going to simplify the equation. Look at the right-hand side, and I can take 4,000 and I can multiply it by 2/100ths, and that gives me 80. So 80 times t is the same as 200. I want to isolate my variable. I want that by itself. To undo multiplying by 80 means I'm going to divide both sides by 80. When I divide 200 by 80, I get, oh my gosh, I get 2.5. So 2.5 is equal to my t. So once again, that stands for 2.5 years would be the value of the length of time that that loan was for. Okay, today I'd like you to read through the examples in the book a little bit. We're going to be doing, once again, 364 to 365, the odd numbered problems listed right there. Please share your work. You should be writing out equations and showing your work with this whole chapter. You should be showing your work what your thoughts are going to be so that you know whether or not your answers make sense. Okay, so when you open your book today, these are our problems. This is kind of what I expected to see. On number 1, it says we're going to figure out the I, the interest, and we're given the principal, the rate, and the time. So I would start off by writing I is equal to, my principal is 300, my rate is 4%, so I'd write that as a decimal 4/100ths, and my time is 2 years. So I'm going to write it like that, and then I'm going to do my calculation. So I'm going to multiply 300 times 4/100ths times 2. My answer for the first one would be $24. Now you only have 13 more to do. I'd like you once again to write your work out in the equation and solve for it. Please check your work, share it with me, and tomorrow's going to be kind of a catch-up day. We're going to have some games, different percentage games I'm going to have you available to do tomorrow. If you have any other questions, I will have the Google Meet open at 2 o'clock, found on our webpage. Have a good day, guys. Take care.